This episode is brought to you by Ariston Specialties in Bloomfield, Connecticut, makers of amazing olive oils and other Greek delights. Check them out online at aristonspecialties.com. That's Ariston, Ariston, specialties.com. Are at faithmiddleton.com. This is the new home of our podcast show, The Food Schmooze Party. And, the gang is here and can't wait to talk to you about potato salad and how creative you can be with potato salad. Right, guys? I mean, you can do anything.
Yummy, yummy.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait,
so let me say,
potato or potato?
Yeah.
You say potato.
So let me say who the guys are. I'm going to go as we look at each other online. We're going to do that for you eventually, but we're going to, right now, I can see Carl Franklin.
Hello.
And he's our buddy and does, editing of the show. I have Joanne Church, who brings wine to the show, and she drinks the wine.
She certainly brings it, yeah.
Why would I bring it? Just without drinking it.
Well, that's true.
She drinks the wine. Isn't that a song by Barry Manilow? I drink the wine that makes the whole world sing.
You know what?
That's my favorite.
People, be quiet. I want to be sure that I always say, if you do not drink wine, if for some reason you cannot have wine, just disregard that.
Yeah,
okay?
we feel sorry for you.
Yeah. Don't even think about it, because in all likelihood you don't want to have wine. Okay,
Right.
So then we have Mark Raymond, right? Mark.
Speaking of wine.
Yay.
What's up, everybody?
He is having a little bit of wine, and we have Chris Prosperi, co-owner of Metro Beast Restaurant in Simsbury, Connecticut. Now, even though we're going to get to the fun of creative potato salad, I wanted to give Chris a chance to say something important about a friend of his, a friend of a lot of us.
Yes. He's been on the show before years ago, and he was a wine distributor for one of the wine companies in Connecticut, and he's recently passed away suddenly. And we're all in the restaurant world in Connecticut still in shock. He was just the ultimate gentleman and just such a super nice guy and super supportive.
Chris, what was his name?
Steve Greenwood. Yeah, just such a sad to see him go so young. Only 51 years old, and that is way too young.
Way too young.
Yeah.
Chris, you and I were just talking about it yesterday. I mean, he's a guy that I worked with at Hartley and Parker.
Yeah.
And then we were in the same circles in the wine business where he was working for an importer and I was. And, just always had a smile on his face. Just one of the nicest guys in the business. And he will definitely be missed.
But not forgotten.
So sorry.
I never met him, but any friend of yours is a friend of mine. So a toast to Steve.
Toast.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, thank you. So, all right. So as promised, we are going to do potato salad. And when you think about it, there are foods that can be anything. And potato salad is one of those things. Mm-hmm. You can just, and your friend Chris, by the way, I didn't want to skip this, was on my show when I used to be at public radio. And now this is our podcast home with all brand new shows. And, I'm sure this will not be the last time we hear about him. Okay. So, potato salad. Let's go straight to potato salad because,
so many kinds.
Oh my God. There are like crazy amounts of things that you can put in potato salad. What we we think of it as potatoes and mayonnaise and maybe some onions and then we stop. But
Yeah.
why would we do that?
My
So
gosh.
I know,
Don't stop there.
I know. So, and our buddy there who has just died, he would be right in here. As you all said, he always came in with a smile. He'd be right in here doing something creative with potato salad, wouldn't he?
Without a doubt.
Okay, so let's get started. It's not just mayonnaise and potatoes. It's not just red potatoes. It's not just. Let's talk about how creative you can get with potato salad. Mm-hmm. Okay,
all right,
Chris, come on.
Cool. Oh my gosh, so many different kinds. I'm going to give you the best tip first in making potato salad, and then I'll give you my different favorite variations.
Sounds
All
great.
right. The best tip someone ever gave me on making potato salad was my mom. And you dress, it makes a huge difference. So if you make potato salad all the time, try this next time if you don't do it already. Dress the potato salad while the potatoes are still warm.
Yes.
It makes such a huge difference. Not piping hot so you can't touch it or, cut them. Yeah. So boil your potatoes.
Why?
And it makes no difference whether you do it skin on, skin off, use russet potatoes, chef potatoes, red potatoes, whatever. Get them boiled, get them cooked, strain them, let them go down just above room temperature. Cut, so you can touch them, cut them, and then dress them when they're warm. And Faith asks why. Why? Because when they're warm, the dressing, whatever it is, however creative you get with your dressing, whether it's a mayonnaise or a vinaigrette base, it soaks it in when the potatoes are still warm. And you get such an amazing result from that. So even if you've made potato salad 100 times, if you don't do it this way, take your favorite recipe and try it this way. Again, not piping hot, but just above room temperature, and it'll just absorb all that dressing. It really does.
Can't wait to use it.
Wow,
Yeah.
I have never heard that before.
Yeah, super important tip, and it really makes a
What's
difference.
the dressing?
It doesn't matter. Like I said, I have so many
it doesn't
favorites
matter.
that I can't even begin. So there's a line in the sand between you guys and your mayo dressings, because I'm not a mayo fan.
No, don't
And-
accuse us of
hey,
this.
Yeah.
No,
And
I resemble
the
that
German
remark.
potato style, which is what I'm a fan of, right? The
Oh,
vinaigrette. So my favorite of all time, I got this recipe. I don't even remember where. Somewhere in the ether, I got this idea from, and it is to use Old Bay in your vinaigrette.
Why not?
So you take onions
Instead of salt.
right?
Yeah.
Bingo. And so then Faith said it, onions. So take your onions first, and instead of chopping them up and throwing them in there, try this as a little trick. Take your onions, chop them up, and take your vinegar part of your vinaigrette and pour them over your onions. And let that sit for a minute while your potatoes are cooking, while you're cutting your potatoes. So your onions are already macerating in that vinegar. Then, once you're ready to go, remember your potatoes are still room temperature plus. Then, make your dressing. I use olive oil. We'll do our Old Bay, a good handful of Old Bay if it's a big batch.
Wait.
Wow.
Our Old Bay? What are you talking about?
Old Bay.
Old Bay seasoning.
No. How much Old Bay? What do you...
As much as you would use salt.
Yeah, the cool thing about potato salad is you do not, it's one of the few things you don't need measurements for, because it's edible, right? You can taste as you go.
Right.
That's right.
I always add my olive oil to my potatoes first, then I'll drain my onions, throw them in, pour in my vinegar. I always like a little sweet, so you can do...
What kind of vinegar?
It makes no difference. I'm a red wine vinegar fan, but
Red wine.
whatever you like for vinegar, cider vinegar, sherry vinegar. That's the cool thing about potato
Batman
salad.
vinegar.
Make it your own.
Bruce wine.
Do
That's
whatever
it.
you want. And then if you like that zing, like I pickled those onions in the vinegar, I love chopped up pickles in there. That's really good.
Yeah.
You could fresh parsley. You can put a little celery if you want, if you like a little crunch. And then let it soak in there. Let it sit while it's warm. Then I put it in the refrigerator, let it come down to cold, and then I bring it out and I just taste it again. And maybe it needs a little more Old Bay or some more vinegar or whatever, and taste it again when it's ice cold if you like serving it that way. And then off you go.
Wow. So what does the Old Bay do? its flavor.
Oh, that seasoning is so amazing.
It is so unique. And usually for crab boils, right? For crab cakes, for crab, it usually goes in. But,
Chris,
oh, go ahead.
I used it in my omelet this morning.
Yeah, it's such
I
a
had
great
a little
seasoning.
leftover crab meat. I threw it in the pan, just a dash.
Yeah.
It's so delicious and strong.
Celery seed.
Wait. Mark put Old Bay in his...
In an omelet. Oh, so good.
Omelet. Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Here's the deal, Faith. Anywhere where you use salt, you can substitute Old Bay.
Yeah,
and
because
then
it has
you
salt
get
in it.
all the seasonings that
why
come in.
didn't I know this?
Oh,
This is
so
like,
good.
This is like a whole new thing to me.
We went from buying a little can of it to ordering it from the company special, and they make these gallon jugs of it. Of course, at home you never need that, but at the restaurant we use so much of it, and it literally it's like I said, if you like that celery salt flavor,
salt is the dominant spice.
But what about the customers? Because Chris, you're both a home cook. Mm-hmm. You care about what home cooks do, and you always talk about that. But then, then you have this restaurant. What do the customers say? Do they
love it? We did that potato salad. Every year we do the Talcott Mountain Music Festival, which is the big Hartford Symphony in Simsbury every summer. And every year we do a potato salad with one of the dishes. And we usually change it, We come up with a new one every year. That one we did one year, and I'm going to say that was at least 7-8 years ago. We still get people going, why don't you make that potato salad with the Old Bay again? Wow. Because it's so good. And you know what? Like you said, you're used to potato salad being a specific thing, right? Onion, mayonnaise, maybe you throw some egg in it, and that's it. You're done. You stop, like you said, Faith. You stop there. But you can be so creative with it. It's
so much fun.
I can't wait to hear what everyone else has, because there's so many different things you can throw in it.
But I just want to say, I wasn't knocking the traditional old school potato salad.
Nope.
Because it's delicious.
Delicious.
I don't know. It kind of sounded like you were.
I wasn't knocking it, but I was thinking, wow, we could get, you could put anything in there.
Yeah.
You could put meat in there.
Oh, sausage.
Okay.
All right. You said meat. Let me jump in.
All right.
Okay.
I got, because mine requires meat. All right. So you take your potatoes. I like to do this with the small, not the red Bliss, but the small golden Yukon potatoes, the small round ones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once you've got your potatoes kind of cooked, like Chris said, still a little bit warm, you chop them up to the size that you would like. I usually do them into quarters, and then I douse them with a good amount of olive oil, and then I take in some crushed garlic. Some fresh crushed garlic, and I toss that in there, and then I touch it up with a little bit of smoked paprika, and then I take some jamon serrano, and I chop it up, and this is like a solid side dish, right? So I chop up some jamon serrano, and into bite size, and I just kind of mix it all in there, and then you just let it sit. And you bring it out a little bit later.
What do you mean you let it sit? You just sit in
let
an
it
open
sit.
bowl?
You got to put it in the refrigerator, let it sit for at least a couple hours. So,
let it get all happy in there.
All the paprika, and the salt, and the pepper, and the olive oil all gets in there. And the jamon.
Magic.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely awesome.
Where did we hear about the jamon?
Jamon
Iberico?
Yes.
No,
not the fancy
Iberico's
stuff.
way too crazy for that.
Cheap stuff.
Jamon Serrano. Yep. You could substitute like prosciutto di Parma.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the American prosciutto style stuff is good for potato salad.
But people, don't you feel like it has to have a little bit of meat? I was thinking oh my God, why doesn't my potato salad have a little bit of meat in it? And that's what you're saying, Mark Raymond. You're saying,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you wanna, put in some scallions to onion it up a little bit, you can do that. But you don't really need to. The potatoes, the smoked paprika, and the jamon, it's a great balance.
Yummy.
Do you do the Spanish smoked paprika?
Yeah, the smoked paprika. Yeah,
I have that too.
Lovely.
Wow.
It's so good.
Oh my God,
So
that
good.
sounds incredible.
Great.
My mouth is watering.
No, seriously. Carl, these are like the best
I know.
Potato salad recipes I have
never geeked out over potato salad like this before. What are you people missing? Why aren't you telling your friends about the all-new Food Schmooze Party podcast? And your friends can salivate along with us.
Potato salad. Potato salad.
You know how we all, when we leave the show, we want to go out and have the thing we talk about? Mm-hmm. I'm like, how can I get potato salad that's like this? This is like, okay. So,
I feel like we need to create a Cheetos potato salad.
Oh, my.
Oh,
yeah,
the wheels are spinning. The wheels are spinning.
Cheetos potato salad. Mm-hmm.
I think Cheetos might be best sprinkled on top.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yes.
They would get soggy, wouldn't they?
Yeah. But
Crumble
why
them.
can't we have potato chip?
Same thing, crumble them on top.
It's
Potato
like
with
double
potato.
potatoes. Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't it?
Bobby Flay's got his crunch burger. We got our crunch salad.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
We got a crunch salad over here.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and I mean quick, and then we're going to come right back. We got a couple more people who are going to do really interesting potato salad mixes, okay? We'll be right back. I'm Faith Middleton, and you are at a new podcast home, faithmiddleton.com. That's the name we use. Because Food Schmooze was too hard to spell. And, but this is the Food Schmooze. And we have
all new.
An illustrious gang, I must say. We have Carl Franklin, and we have Joanne Church, and we have Mark Raymond, who is just a genius at wines. And we have Chris Prosperi of Metro Beast Restaurant in Simsbury, Connecticut. Yay. And what I love about Chris is that he is so tuned into homemakers' recipes, our recipes, everyday people's recipes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously. He's not just, like chefs do, amazing things, but they're chefy.
Oh, yeah.
And they,
So
like
chefy.
one time, no, I got to tell you this. One time I had a chef on a show I used to do a long time ago. I said, can you explain this recipe? He said, yes, you start with a rabbit stock.
I have lots of recipes like that.
I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. If it's on if you're having it on Saturday, start on Tuesday.
Go down to Stop and Shop, pick up some rabbit stock.
Or rabbit bones.
Can of rabbit stock.
All right, so we're doing
little Billy's bunny in the cage isn't looking so good this weekend.
I got to tell you, though, I've eaten at Metro Beast, and it's Iron Chef quality, that kind of dish that comes out to the table. But then you get him in the kitchen, and he's like, oh, my God, this pastrami is amazing, right? I mean, you're a well-rounded chef.
Last week's show, hot dogs are my favorite food on earth. Favorite food.
And yet the stuff you put out at Metro Beast is just like...
we made a pepper relish for our hot dogs for this week. Oh, so good. Back to potato salad.
All right, potato salad.
All right, let's get back to potato salad and how it doesn't have to be just mayonnaise and warm to cool potatoes.
Right.
Carl Franklin, you little devil. Come on. You're going to do something interesting with potato salad.
It's been a while since I've had this, but when I used to make potato salad, my favorite was loaded baked potato salad.
Oh. There we go.
I don't even need to tell you what's in it, right?
No, come on. What's in it?
Oh, yeah, I want to know yours.
You bake potatoes. You cut them up into pieces, and you mix them with sour cream, not mayonnaise, sour cream, and celery and chives and chopped bacon. No bacon bits here. Real bacon chopped.
Bacon.
And cheddar cheese.
Big pieces.
And some parsley, and that's it. Salt and
And
pepper.
that's it?
Salt and
That's
pepper to taste, and boom.
Love it. Yeah.
Wow.
I like it.
Do you put spices in it? You know, like Old
no,
Bay
salt and pepper to taste. You can certainly put any kind of spices you put on a baked potato, a loaded baked potato. A little onion powder would kind of turn that into some ranchy kind of thing, right?
Fresh dill.
I love that. I love that.
A little ranch dressing, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
it. Mic drop.
Oh, wow.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm bowing my head to you, Carl.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baked potato. Yeah.
That's my
Baked
go-to.
potato salad. Yep. I'm in.
You said something, Chris, that kind of went under the radar, but you like the German style potato salad.
Yes. Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I do too.
And I don't know if you talked about traditional German potato salad. How do you make that?
That's the vinaigrette. It's a very simple vinaigrette. Sometimes it has bacon in it, but it doesn't have to. So you start off with just like cook your potatoes, and then it gets red onion, lots of parsley, and then a vinaigrette style dressing, red wine vinegar, oil, garlic, salt, pepper. You know, I do a little like you. I always do a little onion powder because I love that flavor.
Right.
And then and then mix it up well. And that's your plain,
Do you use
simple.
like sliced red potatoes for that? That's how I've always had it.
Yep, you can, but you don't have to. You know, I've had it in Germany with yellow potatoes. You know, like the Yukon Golds they use. Yeah, so you get different variations, like I said, and sometimes it's bacon and sometimes it's not.
Right.
So yeah, I like it with bacon, but it doesn't have to have it. But again, it's
good.
basically the vinaigrette style is the German style.
Right.
I've had them, guys. I've had them with mustard before.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I've done some with whole grain mustard.
Yeah. Those are good too.
You know what?
Yes.
You know what? Chris saying his thing about this. I don't know. This is so off topic, but can you allow me this? Chris was telling me that he was in Europe. I think Italy, right? Were you in Italy? And he had to do a turkey.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving dinner. I made Italians American style Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
Wow. No, the Italians were not used to this, and so Chris thought this was going to be really good.
Yeah.
And you know, of course it is.
Yeah.
And so he's got the turkey. And, you know, these European ovens are not the size that
Right.
you would think.
And they don't roast things whole there very infrequently. And they do small pieces. Not, we had to cut the turkey in like
this
half.
potato salad would go with it, you know, really.
Yeah.
But what happened?
We had to take we had two turkeys. We had to take them, cut them in half, and then take them over to the neighbors and put one half in each oven because that is the most it would fit in an oven in Europe.
My God.
And these were big turkeys. These were like, because they don't do much with turkey there. It's not their thing. They do mostly ground turkey and things. So yeah, they're not used to cooking it whole, and their ovens are nowhere near as big enough to cook a whole turkey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was an adventurous meal.
When I first heard this story, I was like rolling on the ground. I thought, how could he even recover from this?
Yeah. And they eat courses too. Mark can say this, and you too, Faith. You've been there. They're always courses. So they were really blown away by bringing all the food to the table at once.
Yeah.
And it's just, they kept looking, going, there's more? And I kept bringing out platters and platters. I'm like, we eat this all at once? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Americans do.
All at once. On the same plate? Yep, on the same plate.
On the same plate.
Because that would be a 12-course meal for them in Italy. You know, you'd have one at a time.
Well, they're used to wild game like pheasant and that kind of thing. But you're right. Turkey is not done there.
No.
My daughter went back to Barcelona and did a Thanksgiving dinner there, and it was like a treat because they had never had that before.
Never experienced anything like that communal table with all of it on at once. Because again, their courses too, right in Spain. They like little plates, and you have lots of little plates, but you eat one at a time, not put 30 little plates on one plate.
Where's the pork? I don't see any pork. Where's the pork?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyway, yes.
So Joanne,
So nobody worries about overcooking the potatoes? Is that just me?
Yeah,
you gotta worry. You gotta worry.
I know. But I don't worry anymore.
Oh, I always overcook them. Go ahead.
So Faith mentioned a couple years ago that her friend came with this great potato salad and was complimenting the friend, and the friend broke down and said, I bought it at the store and doctored it up. So since I've heard that, that's what I do.
That's a great idea.
When you buy it at the store, it's potatoes and mayonnaise. They're not putting anything in it.
Right?
So I'll add
Maybe
some green.
some onion.
Maybe. And then you can't find it. Yeah. But so I'll buy that. And how much, there's no stress when you're serving, but I'll put green or red onions, like Chris mentioned, celery to add some crunch. I like hard-boiled eggs sliced up.
That's classic.
Nobody mentioned eggs yet.
That is super classic to grate hard-boiled eggs in your potato salad.
Unless we're serving vegans, and then we won't have the eggs. But also what's not traditional, but I love to add some fresh dill.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I do
if
like
I
dill
was-
in my potato salad.
If I was serving this crowd, I'd actually add some bacon and some
Yes.
Absolutely.
definitely Old Bay now. That's my new. That's what I'm gonna be like.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, you have to try the Old Bay.
who's paying attention?
I'm going to try that.
I have to tell you what I did last week. We went to this Italian deli in Mystic, and they had, potato salad sides, and I thought I have to just try it. But it had a lot more mayonnaise than anyone liked. So I bought a potato. It was like 1 pound potato. I nuked it for like 6 minutes.
Nice. And then chopped it.
Added it to it, and it
Love
was
it.
perfect.
Yep.
Really?
So, so there's... That's how I'm going to do it.
That's awesome.
Going
I
forward.
like the idea of doctoring the store-bought
that.
because that just makes life so
easy,
So
right?
easy, breezy.
Yep.
Yep. And it's all about making it a little bit easier.
You can drink and do that at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time.
What do you mean?
time.
You can have wine. You mean you have wine?
I always have wine when I cook. Always.
Oh, yeah.
I always drink wine after I cook, never during.
Oh, well, but
God,
you're a
you-
professional.
Oh.
I don't like cutting my hands, and I always cut myself when I'm drinking and in cooking at the same
See,
time.
here's the difference. Chris is a professional, and I am a professional.
My knives are very sharp, and they when I drink wine and I'm cooking at home, I always nick myself. So I always wait. I'll have a sip, but I'll always wait till at least the knife part's done. When I'm on the stove, then I'm okay. But I don't like the knife and the wine together for some reason. And I'm just clumsy.
So do you have beer or wine?
I'm a wine drinker. I used to drink more beer, but now I'm mostly wine. But I change,
Yeah.
don't you guys too? Like you get into
A little more sophisticated.
runs. Like I'm in rosé now, right? That's where I am.
Rosé
Yeah.
season.
I'm in rosé.
Me
season now.
too. Me too.
But as I told you guys before, a lot of times now I'm wimp. I'll take the soda. I want
really?
a glass of wine when I get home, like I'm drinking rosé now, and I take my rosé and I put about a quarter of a glass of rosé. I chuck in a couple ice cubes. I know everyone's freaking out, and then I guzzle in my soda water over the top.
You guys have talked about that before. It's a great
It's
way
just
to...
very refreshing, and it's lower alcohol. I still get my glass of wine at the end of the night, so I think I'm still young and hip, and it doesn't knock me out the next day.
Yeah.
Like it used
Yeah,
like
that's
two,
true.
and I can have two because it's mostly soda,
Yeah.
or at least that's my excuse.
Mark
So,
is
Chris,
really
what-
the wine guy here, and you've been away for several weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
And we all want to hear your stories, especially of the wine that you had. Where were you?
Yep.
So just to touch on that whole chilling of wine. So we were staying with my wife's family in Sicily in a town called Sortino. It's just outside of Siracusa, and it's up on a mountain. The switchbacks you got to drive up to get there are just
Crazy.
mind blowing and scary. But the village that they're in, and we would stay with her relatives, and we went out to the store, grabbed a bunch of wine, a bunch of beer, but we threw the red wine because it was so hot and steamy down there. We threw the red wine in the fridge.
Yep.
And by the time, you took it out and started opening and having that first, second, third glass, it was so refreshing.
I love
it was really
chilling red
wonderful.
wine.
You know, and the red grape from Sicily is really, I love the Nero d'Avola, which is just a delicious red wine.
Yeah. You know, Mark, I do that same thing. I mean, I will put ice in my red wine when it gets to be this temperature, because what difference does it make?
Yeah, right.
It's delicious, right?
You just want, it should always be cool and refreshing. It should never be hot. Never drink wine hot. It's just not. Ugh. Yuck. Anyway.
Wow. Did you have a great time?
We had an amazing time. One of the most interesting things I did with the four of us.
So the whole family.
Mary,
Very cool.
Issa, and Daniel. We climbed Mount Etna. We were at about 9,000 feet above sea level.
Wow.
In a live volcano.
Walked it. Climbed.
No, well, there's you drive up to a certain point, and then you take this gondola.
And
it takes you up for about a 35, 40-minute ride.
Yeah.
So cool.
And then you get up to a certain level, and then you got to walk up like another 300-400 feet.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's daunting, you know. And I think the most amazing thing about it is you're in this volcanic crater, right? And nothing but black soil around you. And you see like steam coming out of these holes all over the place. And I'm like, wow. So you walk over and you're like, oh, that's warm. Then you put your hand in there and it is like, like you could cook in these holes.
Right.
It's that hot. You
That's
can't
crazy.
keep your hand in there.
And it
for more
begs
than
the
3
question,
seconds.
what the hell am I doing up here?
Exactly. I'm thinking to
If this
myself,
blows,
okay,
you're
live
done.
volcano, time to go.
Yeah, with the family. Okay, kids, gotta go. Let's move.
See ya.
But absolutely spectacular. It was the beaches in Sicily were incredible. The food.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. My wife's cousin, she made this mussel pasta. It was the most simple. So it was mussels in a pot with some cherry tomatoes, some garlic, a little bit of garlic, no onion, some parsley, salt and pepper. The juice from the mussels was the sauce. Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she just takes that and pours it over the pasta, stirs it all up. Oh my God. It was
Simple eating is the best eating.
What is it?
sometimes.
Mussel juice, olive oil, little parm reg.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was really surprised at how much gluten-free product they have over there.
Wow.
There is, it's everywhere.
Mark,
No
me
kidding.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
thought, how did they get onto this so fast?
And if you're proven celiac in that country, you've got a doctor's note. The government gives you €200 a month towards gluten-free food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which was interesting.
They have better food systems than we do.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
No question. All of
Better
them.
ingredients,
But
too.
Yeah, and I think they subsidize healthy eating instead of subsidizing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
mass eating.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, just the way they do coffee in that country. You know, here we are. We run in, we go to the drive-through, we get coffee, we take it to go, right?
Yep.
You're on the autostrada and you pull over at a gas station and you get an
stand at the
espresso and
counter.
everybody stops at the counter
Standing
to drink
at the
their
counter,
coffee.
drinking your little shot of espresso.
Yeah.
Everyone talks, and then
Take
you go
a
on your way.
pause.
Take a pause, even if it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the hardest thing. I remember the first time I did that. I'm like, okay, let's go. And they're like, where are you going? I'm like, aren't we going back to the car? And they looked at me like, with the coffee? I'm like, yeah, with the coffee. Oh, no, we don't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? That's what the cup holder's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, different lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Mark, I had that same experience when I was, you'd go to these places that were, you would think you were going to a gas station place. And so how could this be? How good could this be? And you would walk in there and it would be unbelievable. Right?
Yeah. Good coffee, even at a gas station.
Even at a gas station.
Not even coffee. I mean,
Yeah.
everything.
Food. Yeah. You can eat lunch.
Sandwiches?
Yeah. Not the frozen burritos in the microwave, right? That's our rest stop.
It was
A mortadella and mozzarella
Yeah.
sandwich
Oh,
on the side
man.
of the gas station.
With fresh sliced tomato that they slice in front of you. You're like,
No,
wow, you
I
people
know.
have never been on 95, have you? It
Yeah.
stops for lunch.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Pizza, a slice of Sbarro's pizza.
And that's one of your best options at the 95 rest stops. That and maybe some fried chicken.
How about in our country with the hot dogs rolling and rolling and rolling?
They've been there for 6-7 weeks.
They've been there for like 70 days.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
rolling.
God.
Yeah, they don't put them away at night. They just cover the machine and they just keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
For the mice. I
Until
think it's for
somebody
the
gets
mice.
there.
Yeah.
There you go. How long have those things been rolling? I don't know. I just
You're
worked
right
there.
there.
This one's got 35,000 miles on it.
Yeah. But the truck stops in Europe have some of the best food and coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Down,
and
down
made-
south too,
and-
you know.
yeah.
And
And
down
made
south in
fresh.
America, they
Yeah.
have like barbecue restaurants at the gas
Yeah.
station.
Yeah, that's different than here.
It's totally different
Yeah.
than up here. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we could start a new trend: good gas station food.
Yes.
Yeah. Wouldn't that
Yep.
be something?
That'll be my retirement job.
Hey,
I'll buy a
let's-
gas
oh, yeah.
station.
What do you mean
And
your
serve hot dogs.
Love the
retirement?
concept. I love it.
We should do it. Why can't we do it?
Yep.
All right.
Franchise.
All right.
What do you?
All right.
Before we go, what are you guys drinking right now?
Coffee.
All right. Well,
So I'm drinking red wine spritzer. So
Ooh, nice.
club soda and a little red wine.
and it's a Grenache. You said.
Yeah, it's a Grenache.
I had a
Yeah.
little white wine from Rioja called Baron de Lay.
Love that.
Nice.
Love
2022.
Baron
In a theater near you very soon.
That's a really good wine. I know that wine, Mark.
Yeah.
And I have also a Blanco Reserve Rioja Coto de Imaz.
Coto
That's a good one.
Imaz.
Imaz.
IMAZ. Imaz.
Imas.
It's a white Rioja,
Oh, wow.
and it's
Oh,
delicious.
wow. White Rioja is a seldom discussed wine. Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Is anybody else, Joanne? What were you drinking?
I'm drinking
before?
lemon water.
Yep.
All right, come on, come
But you know
clean.
what? After work tonight, I am going to have a nice glass of rosé, and my rosé right now is Whispering Angels until this weekend, where I'm switching
That's right.
I am actually switching my rosé for the summer to, drum roll please, the museum.
Chateau Saint. No. Chateau Saint Roch.
Oh, that's what
Chateau
it is.
Saint Roch.
What is it?
Yeah,
Chateau
yeah.
Saint.
Chateau Saint
Chateau-
Roch.
Chat-
Côte de Roussillon.
Yep, that's my new
Yeah.
rosé.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
Mark is the expert on that wine.
Yes.
And it is.
Love it.
He sent me, a couple bottles, and it was
Nice.
delicious. Honestly, delicious. It's a good summer drinking wine.
And it's
Okay.
summer now.
Are we?
First day.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
right.
I miss you guys so much.
Yeah.
I know. It's been too
Yeah.
long.
Welcome back, Mark.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me back. Thanks for not kicking me out, guys.
We were waiting for you to come back. All right. Bye, everybody.
Chris, see you this
Wait.
weekend.
Yep. We'll see you guys.
All right, bye, all.
Waiting for the summer to come.